Okay, let's get started. In this part, we are going to go over some concepts of network, which is we also call this computer networking. In this video lecture, we are going to go over the following concepts, including the definition of networking, network topology, and network software and hardware. Firstly, what is a network? What is the network in computer and especially for Internet of Things? Normally, when we think about network, we think about the Internet. But network here is has the broad definition as described as a network can be defined as two or more computers connected together in such a way that they can share resources. In other words, the most important function for network is for share resource, and it doesn't have to be the internet only. The resource can be shared include the following like a file, a folder, a printer, a disk drive, or actually anything on the computer. So a network is simply a collection of computers that share resources. Okay. It's good to have the network, and having network may also have problems. Here, we will introduce the advantage of networking and the disadvantage. The advantages are listed here for easy connectivity, better communication, good data sharing, hardware sharing, internet sharing. It's good for better for the management. However, as resources are shared, it is also possible to create some problems. So the problem in the category of management of different resources, cost going high, and the security. Next, we are going to introduce these words that are going to be always there when we talk about network, and they have the abbreviation as LAN, LAN, WAN, WAN, and MAN, MAN, things like that. Okay. For you all who have learned a lot about networking, you may have heard this all the time. For you who are the first time learning network, this might be the first time you learn this. So these are the words in the area of network people are always talking about. We need to at least feel we have heard of them. This include, as mentioned here, what are the meaning of these keywords? Okay, first we want to introduce about the LAN, LAN. LAN means local area network. So it would be the network for a room and connecting a lot of computers and devices like printers. Those are local area network. The wide area network. Here, the wide means really, really wide, and it can be as wide as the globe. If we are talking about the as wide as the globe, then that is the widest thing we can have on the earth. That is the internet as of right now. So internet is one example of wide area network. The internet includes a lot of computers and the submarine cables. We also have MAN. So MAN is the network connecting, for example, a lot of buildings in a city. So we define the different skills of network with the keywords LAN, LAN, WAN, WAN, and MAN, MAN. There could be some others. So here, as a demo, we are going to show a small video showing the different network.
In this video, we're going to talk about the different network types. And these network types depend on how large they are and how much of an area they cover geographically. Now, most people who have a basic knowledge of networking are familiar with terms such as LAN and WAN. But in addition to those, there are a few more network types that a lot of people are not familiar with. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So let's first talk about a PAN. PAN stands for Personal Area Network. Now this is a type of network that is used on a personal level. It's a small network that is used for connecting devices such as smartphones, tablets, and laptops. And they connect to each other by using wireless technologies such as Bluetooth, infrared, and near-field communication, or NFC. But they can also connect by using a wired connection, such as a USB cable. PANs are generally used for transferring small files, such as music, photos, calendar appointments, and so on. And the next type of network is a LAN. Now, LAN stands for Local Area Network. A local area network is a group of devices, such as computers, servers, switches, and printers, which are located in the same building, such as in an office or in a home. In other words, in close proximity to each other. The most common type of LAN is an Ethernet LAN, where two or more computers are connected to Ethernet cables using a switch. Now, a WLAN, or Wireless Local Area Network, is a local area network that uses wireless communication instead of wired communication. A wireless LAN is defined as having at least two devices that use wireless communication to form a local area network. A wireless LAN will typically have a Wi-Fi router or a wireless access point for wireless devices such as laptops, tablets, wireless desktops, and smartphones to communicate. So in simple terms, a wireless LAN is a LAN but without using cables. And the next network type is a CAN. Now, CAN stands for Campus Area Network. A CAN is a network that joins two or more LANs together within a limited area. So, for example, a CAN could be a university that has multiple buildings in the same general area that are connected to each other to form a larger network. So these buildings could be different departments on a university's property, with each building having their own LAN in their department. And then the buildings are connected to form a campus area network. And the next network type is a MAN. MAN stands for Metropolitan Area Network. Now this is a larger network than a CAN. It's a network that spans over several buildings in a city or town. MANs are typically connected using a high-speed connection, such as fiber optic cable. It's a high-speed network that gives the ability for sharing data and resources within a city. And the next one is a SAN, or Storage Area Network. Now, a SAN is a special high-speed network that stores and provides access to large amounts of data. Basically, what a SAN is that it's a dedicated network that's used for data storage. This network consists of multiple disk arrays, switches, and servers. One of the main reasons for using a SAN is because SANs are not affected by network traffic, such as bottlenecks that can happen in a local area network. And that's because SANs aren't really a part of a local area network. It's partitioned off. It's a network all by itself. And then finally, there's the Wide Area Network, or WAN. A WAN is the largest type of network. A WAN includes multiple LANs, CANs, and MANs. It's a network that spans over a large geographical area, such as a country, continent, or even the entire globe. A good example of a wide area network is the internet.
Okay, very nice. Next, because we have talked about the internet, let's watch another small video showing about the internet. Here, there's a person talking inside who is considered as the inventor of the ARPANET, and ARPANET is considered as the first version of the internet.
What is the internet?
This is the
internet is like a popular thing.
Some satellites up there. I pictured my head with like waves of internet going to the phone. Somebody told me a cloud once.
The internet is a lot like plumbing. It's always moving.
Most people don't have any idea where the internet came from, and it just doesn't matter. They don't need to. It's sort of like asking who invented the ballpoint pen, or the flush toilet, or the zipper. These are all things we just use every day, and we don't even think about the fact that one day somebody invented them. So the internet is just like that. Many, many years ago, in the early 1970s, my partner Bob Kahn and I began working on the design of what we now call the internet. It was a result of another experiment called the ARPANET, which stood for Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. It was a Defense Department research project. Paul Barron was trying to figure out how to build a communication system that might actually survive a nuclear attack. So he had this idea of breaking messages up into blocks and sending them as fast as possible in every possible direction through the mesh network. So we built what eventually became a nationwide experimental packet network, and it worked. Is anybody in charge of the internet?
The government controls it. Elves, obviously elves.
The people who control the Wi-Fi, because then no Wi-Fi, no internet. T-Mobile, Xfinity,
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Right?
The honest answer is, well, nobody, and maybe another answer is everybody. The real answer is that the internet is made up of an incredibly large number of independently operated networks. What's interesting about the system is that it's fully distributed. There's no central control that's deciding how packets are routed or where pieces of network are built or even who interconnects with whom. These are all business decisions that are made independently by the operators. They are all motivated to assure that there is end-to-end connectivity of every part of the network, because the utility of the net is that any device can communicate with any other device, just like you want to be able to make phone calls to any other telephone in the world. There's nothing like this that has ever been built before. The idea that what you know might be useful to somebody else or vice versa is a very powerful motivator for sharing information. By the way, that's how science gets done, to share information. So this is an opportunity for people to think up new applications, maybe program them as apps on a mobile phone, maybe become part of the continued growth of the infrastructure of the network to bring it to people who don't have access to it yet, or just make use of it on a day-to-day basis. You can't escape from contact with the internet, so why not get to know it and use it?
Okay, very nice. And this one introduce about the internet. Okay, for this lecture, I invite you to do some quiz in the folder. So I believe right now you should be able to finish some question in the quiz.